Hello, my friends. Welcome back. How are you? I hope doing okay. Let's read the inspiration for the day. We don't have many left in this jar. Something we were withholding made us weak until we found it was ourselves. Robert Frost. And I believe we've had that one before. Maybe I'm going to have to write some out myself. Okay, let's cruise on over and see what I'm up to today. I have this mold right here, and I purchased this mold from an Etsy shop, ideasDECORshop, and it's a sparkling, elegant crystal edge tray mold. I've only casted in it once before, and I'm going to try and do it again a different way to try and get that chiffon or satin look inside of this tray. And this would be like a candle holder, you know, for a really big candle. Maybe be a really big candle on it, or maybe put it on a stand, a really cute stand. Maybe you know, put a cute saying on it or something. I'm going to use this Pearl X Carbon Black mica powder, and I'm going to get a little bit out of here and put it into my cup over here. I'm going to get a nice size scoop of it, which I don't need a lot because I only want to get the surface of the tray down there. And I'm going to put a little bit of resin in my cup and stir that mica powder up really well. And I have another way I want to try this tray too. I purchased a piece of, I think I got like a yard of satin, white satin. And next I'm going to actually put a piece of white satin inside of the tray and see how that turns out. At first I thought people was putting the satin in there and pulling it out, but they don't. They leave the satin piece of fabric in the mold. Just leave it there. So I want to try that also because I've never done it before. But I've also seen people try this method as well. We're going to did you see me cutting that piece of saran wrap at the beginning of the video? As I was cutting it, I realized it's super thin, and we may have to use something else, because if I start having trouble getting it out and use a little bit of heat on that, man, that thing would melt super fast. So I'm going to have to try something different to lay down in here to make our ripples to look like satin. So I went ahead and poured our resin down into our tray here. And I'm going to use my heat gun and go around the tray a little bit and heat that resin up and pop any surface bubbles. I really am enjoying my new heat gun, you guys. It's nice. I really like it. I didn't pay that much for it. I'll link it in my description box if anyone's interested. Okay, now I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I ended up taking a piping bag and I cut it down the center and I laid it down in here. Now I'm taking it and forming my little ripples, or I don't know what you would call it. I'm forming, you know, the satin, if you will, and making it appear to look like that. And then I'm going to take some of these clamps and clamp the bag, the piping bag, so that it'll stay like that, hopefully. This one moved on me over here. So maybe if I put that frog there, it'll stay. Oh, he's not heavy enough. Oh, goodness. Let me find something, y'all. Let's grab this mold and just set it in there. Okay, we're back. And now let's take these clamps off of here. And it has cured. So let's see how hard it's going to be to get the bag out. Oh, it's not wanting to come up, y'all. I was afraid of this. Lord, let me get my heat gun. I'm going to put a little bit of heat on it and see if I can get it to come up. Oh, that was easy. Okay. Maybe I'm onto something here. Nope, it quit. Got to get some more heat. Come on, come off of here now. Don't give me no trouble. I've been nice to you. Come on now. Oh, come on, come on, come on. It's coming, y'all. I got one little piece left. Let's see if I can get it from over here. I'll reach over here and see if I can pull on it. And I did lift my resin a little bit on that side. So, oh, there it goes. I'm hoping I don't have any of our next pour seep underneath there, because it did lift on me over there just a little bit when I was pulling that bag up. I was trying to hold it at the same time, but it got me. Now I'm going to take my tape here and I'm going to go along the edges and get that resin off of there. And it's coming off really easy, but I'm making sure I hold my resin down in there too so I don't lift it again. Okay, now we're back. And I'm going to take this mother of pearl. It's a white mica powder, but it looks like a, it has a little bit of, oh goodness, I'm trying to describe it. You know how like an oyster shell has like, you know, that iridescent kind of look to it? It changes colors a little bit. That's what the mother of pearl does. And I'm going to mix this iridescent iris. I'm going to mix a little bit of it with the mother of pearl. And let's see if we get a real pretty color out of that. And I'm going to put a little bit of resin in my cup. And I'm going to stir it up really good and get that mica powder stirred up really well. And if you're new to my channel, I do this right here to keep the bubbles to a minimum. And after I get the mica powder stirred up really good in my cup, then I add the rest of the resin that I want in the cup. And then I give it a little bit of a stir, and then I'm good to go ahead and pour. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the resin to the cup that I want. And I'm probably going to need a little bit more than that. I think I'm going to go ahead and fill the cup up all the way, but I ended up having a little bit of resin left over because there's way more in this cup. Yeah, so I've got a little bit left over. I'll try to find something to do with it. And I'm just going to give this a little bit of a stir, and then I'm going to sit it over there and let it rest for 5 minutes and then go ahead and pour it. How's everyone doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm going to spritz a little bit of alcohol in my mold here. And now we're going to go ahead and pour. And I'm hoping that on the other side, when we take this out, that you'll be able to see, you know where we made the lines with the bag, the piping bag? The ripples. I'm hoping that we'll be able to see this white peek out on the other side and give us that satin look that we're looking for. I'm not real sure if it's going to work. I've never done this before, but we're going to find out. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go ahead and finish pouring the rest of that in my cup, but I figured, you know, might as well. Let's go ahead and pour the rest of it. And I'm going to use my heat gun, heat the resin up a bit, and pop some of those surface bubbles. I'm using Let's Resin epoxy to do this with. And I'm going to spray a little bit of alcohol. Okay, now we're back, and I have the Pearl X mica powder that I'm mixing up in the cup that we used the very first time. I'm going to let it sit there and rest a minute. See, it's right here. It's the same thing we used at the beginning. Now, I have a little bit of resin left over, so why don't we try to make us a fun little, a cute little level that we can lay out and make sure our table is level. Okay, I'm going to spray a little bit of alcohol in the mold here. And then I'm going to heat this up in the cup right quick, pop any of those bubbles that's maybe sitting on the top. And then I'm going to pour a little bit right here, and there's a bubble, so I'm going to do a little resin root canal right here. That's what it feels like I'm doing with this little thing, like the dentists do. And I'm making sure I get that resin inside of the bubble pocket that I saw. And then there's another bubble up here on the edge that I see. I'm going to put a little resin in there and do a resin filling right quick. I feel like a dentist with this tool in my hand. And I'm just getting that resin inside of that bubble right there. Now we have got those bubbles filled. Let's go ahead and pour the rest of our resin and top this mold off. I'm just going to scrape the cup right quick, get a little bit of it out. And now let's grab the heat gun, move that resin around, heat it up a bit, and pop any surface bubbles. And I'm going to spray a little bit of alcohol. And then I'm going to push that to the side. But first, let's go ahead and add a little bit more resin to it because I have quite a bit left and it will hold a little bit more. Now let's push it to the side right quick and grab that little heart and the little level that I have for it. And let's just see if we can make a fun little level. I put a little alcohol in the mold and then I tumped it over to get any excess alcohol out. Now I'm just pouring that Let's Resin inside of the heart. And then I'm going to finish adding the rest of it to our little mold over here. And just use up the rest of that resin. So that way I'm not wasting any. Now I'm going to use my heat gun and heat up the resin we poured inside of this little heart right quick and pop any bubbles. And I see some down at the bottom, and I'm just going to nudge them right quick and rock them and get them to the top so that I can pop them. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to spray a little more alcohol. And now we're going to drop in our level. Okay, it fits perfect in there. Nice and snug. I'm going to bring you down and show you that it's level. Now let's heat this one up a little bit more since I added that extra resin to it, and just move it around a little bit. Spray it with a little bit more of the alcohol. And I'm just going to get this resin over here that my heat gun made it come up on the side over here a little bit. So I'm just getting it off right quick. And now let's cover it and wait. Okay, we're back. Now let's demold this and see what we got. And I'm sorry, you guys, I didn't get to finish our level, but I will share it in my next video with you all. And here it is. What do you guys think? I mean, it's all right. It's not what I was expecting. I don't know. It kind of looks like an Oreo cookie to me. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I don't know if I really like this one. I mean, the tray is neat. It really is. But it just wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't what I was really looking for. I'm sort of bummed about that. But I'm still going to try with putting satin in there. And see, some of that white did seep underneath there where remember I lifted the tray a little bit by accident when I was using the tape to clean off the edges. So a little bit got underneath there, but I don't think it looks too bad. Let's go ahead and take some resin and let's throw a dome over the top of this tray and give it that glossy pop. And I'm going to take my silicone tipped tool here. I'm speeding the video up a little bit so you don't have to watch that in slow motion. Because I was trying to be very careful. I've never domed this tray before. And it looked a bit tricky. And I'm just trying to get my edges first, get the resin brought out to the edge first before I start focusing on anything in the center. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's put a little heat on it, pop any surface bubbles. And I see something in there. I'm just picking it out right quick. And that looked like a little bubble. So I'm just making sure I get some resin down in it. Okay. We have reached the end, my friends. Thank you for watching and hanging out with me for a bit. I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.